As always, what is happening to the viewers? How are you guys doing? I'm going to shut down this media file. We don't need it right at this moment. There are going to be a numerous number of other things that we will want to go over. Thanks, honey, for the laugh. Appreciate it. What's happening? You are here live with us, TBZ After Hours, episode 6. We are discussing round 1. A lot of controversy at round 1. A lot of RC moments still being deliberated. Our RC stewards, or race control stewards, going over a lot of the footage and really dialing in what exactly happened during the race and any penalty points that are going to have to be issued out to the drivers. So, mic monitoring giving me a lisp. It's giving me a lisp. Interesting. Hold on one sec. Lumitrix, let's get you in here. Did you get the invite? There we go.
Just now I did. What's up? What's up,
How's it
everybody?
going? What's good? What's
How are we
good?
doing? How are we doing tonight, beautiful people?
The people are beautiful. Yes. All people
Yes.
watching tonight. Stray and Max9, how's it going? Thanks for jumping in on the Discord. For those watching at home on Twitch, welcome in. Stray says he's chilling. By the way, Stray, excellent job on Tachyon and getting that race, getting that track completed for us and ready to go. Um, we are absolutely thrilled to get that one underway for round 4. That's going to be an exciting race, probably one of our longer ones. I think that one and the following one that you also did, Hoshimachi, will probably be our 2 longest races in terms of the length of the track. All the races are supposed to be about 45 minutes long, but in terms of like a lap time, I think Tachyon's going to be one of the longer ones. So, yeah, excited. But hey, you know what? Lots to discuss because there are some RC moments that we want to talk about. We're not going to be making any rulings here tonight. We're going to leave that up to the stewards, but there's uh there's definitely quite a bit of talk about what happened going into um turn 1 during lap 2 and lap 3 on split 1. And then what was the other big controversy? Oh, the Dark Moon pass. Or well, the Reaps pass on Dark Moon, which led to a checkpoint miss, dropping Reaps back to P3. And that might be a good one to start. That might be a good one to start with. Um, how can I do this so that Lumitrix can see exactly what it is I'm talking about, as well as the people can see exactly what it is that I'm talking about? What's the best way to do this? I could share my screen to you, Lumitrix, but that wouldn't necessarily do it. Lumitrix, you want to pull up the RC moment yourself, and I'll pull it up for stream to be able to see, and we can kind of slow-mo evaluate it.
Um. I mean, you can. Can you not pull it up on like the RC thread?
I can pull it up on the RC thread. Yeah, I guess, and then stream would be able to see it as well.
Yeah.
All right, so we didn't really have anything from split 1, or I'm sorry, split 3. Let's go to split 2. All right, here we go. Couple of instances in split 2. I think this one here, Max, you're in chat. I did see you in chat, and one of the instances did involve you and Mr. G-Man. Um, let's see. I'm gonna pull the clip up. No, I'm not. I'm gonna play the clip from right here. How well that works. Yeah, I do. Let's see if this works. Yeah, there we go. All right. So here's the clip.
Okay, no.
Here's the clip from Max 9.
Or the
Uh,
or lap 3.
Are you just doing
I'll
these
go
in
back to
order
sleep.
from when
Fuck
they were
that.
uploaded?
Yeah, have a good
Kind
night,
of.
bro.
Yeah,
Bro.
sleep tight, buddy.
No, my
Sweet
my
dreams.
recruiter-
But
recruiter
just
five
so
and
I,
it didn't
I
sound
can
until
give the link to the
5:05.
people in here in the
Oh no 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 no!
I
Oh
got
my
Discord.
god.
I got stitched up.
Oh, yes. So I think that one's going to be a very upfront ruling when that comes through. Um, just it's unfortunate. I mean, I know there was no intent to do evil. There was no malicious intent on that. Um, it's just unfortunately that's just the way these things roll. Um, so yeah, Max just kind of tapping Mr. G-Man, coming onto the corner, bumping him all the way out for an unfortunate checkpoint miss. So that one is probably going to be an easy ruling for the stewards. What was our next one? If we go race control, I think the next one in Split 2 is the big controversial one between Moon and Reaps. And we have POVs from both sides. We're gonna start with what Reaps saw. Um, and well, I'll let chat see it. I'll let chat see it here. So here's version. Sorry, it's a little grainy. So he makes the pass on the inside. Very clean pass on the inside to get the position. Going into the turn, it looks like from Reap's point of view, it looks like Reap's gets shoved out by Dark Moon turning into him and pushing him out. But then when we look at Dark Moon's POV, you got that. And there's really no indicator other than I think it was Cracks was pointing out that if you look, where was it? It was right here. If you look right here, you can start to see that the joystick. Oh, you guys can't see it on stream. Hold on one second. Let me fix that for you guys. Let me fix that. There we go. All right, so and I'm just gonna close this side up a little bit over here so that I'm not blocking my face. Candace, come here. I'm gonna put my dog away real quick and insert her. Come here. Come here. Come on. So, if you look and you can see on the controller joystick for the left side, or on the left side of that joystick, looks like it's turning, slightly turning into Reaps, into this point. They're very, very clear. Keep it going, but then it straightens out. So it kind of almost appears that the straighten out, he was trying to counter steer being hit. So there's contact made right here. So this contact coming out of that corner, he may have been trying to counter steer a little bit, but it's a tough call to make. It is a very, very tough call to make because from I think it's like right here, that really looks like Moon or not Moon, Reaps has hit the checkpoint. Like looking at it, it looks like there should have been a pixel hit, at least from Dark Moon's perspective. It looks like there should have been a pixel hit on that checkpoint for Reaps. But and look at that. Like that right there just shows the front of the car Front of his car is right there at the checkpoint. So it really looks like the checkpoint should have been made and that there is space for him to have pixel hit that or like hit that checkpoint, period. But, then we see ultimately he does not make that checkpoint and has to rewind. I think the rewind coming right there. Yeah. And he hits the rewind at that point. So it's a difficult call to have to make here because there's two different sides of the story at play. Once again, here's Reap's POV. Reaps gets the underside here, and one more time, there's a little bit of contact. Now, let's play this. Let's play this. So, you can play devil's advocate if you want. We're going to play back speed at half speed to come here. Now, the question that we really got to ask our RC guys, or the question that the RC guys have to ask is, A, at what point do we consider the turn entry? And it really comes down to the track, not necessarily where the driver starts to enter the turn, but where does the track consider being entering into the turn? So, as standard etiquette might go, if Darkmoon was able to get his front bumper equal to or ahead of Reaps's rear bumper prior to entering into, or at least right at entering into the turn, then Darkmoon, um, Darkmoon's considered like in the door. He's considered in the door. And if by the apex of the turn, not the apex of the driver's turn, but the apex of the track's turn, which is the dead center of it's the halfway point of the turn. So if Darkmoon is at or ahead of Reaps's door, I guess technically in the Corvette would be the passenger side door, then technically the corner would belong to Darkmoon. So let's play this in slow-mo. And right here would be the entrance into the turn. That's the entrance into the turn. We'll go back probably, I would say, right here is the entrance of the turn. And you can see, no, you guys can't, but give me one second. There you go. You can see in the corner down here, Darkmoon's shadow. The shadow of Darkmoon's car is there. Now, is that considered? See, now here it disappears, but we don't know if that's desync or not. Now, by the time they reach the apex turn, Darkmoon's front bumper is equal to or more than Reaps's door. So this is what comes into play. And the whole reason for the uh you know, how do we not call this dive bomb? That's the whole reason why they set the rule of your driver bumper, that your passenger side, I'm sorry, I can't talk. Your front bumper has to be at or crossing the threshold plane of the lead driver's rear bumper in order for it not, prior to entering the turn, for it not to be considered a dive bomb. So that's kind of where the struggle is here, is taking, saying, okay, is this a dive bomb? Because from this point, if we switch over, let's switch over here. If we switch over to Darkmoon's POV, at that point of the turn, let's go 2 seconds here. Let's see, right there. I mean, looking at from what I'm seeing, Darkmoon has his rear bump or his front bumper equal to or ahead of Reeps's rear bumper. And that is the point at which Reeps is entering into the turn. So Dark Moon didn't necessarily fall behind Reeps throughout this sector. He maintained a slight side by side and goes into the corner. Now, even here in the corner, there's still plenty of space between the cars, and Dark Moon is able to hit X, and in his from this point of view, the way it would be seen is that he has the corner. He has the um the turn. Like he's got command of the line of the racing line. That's the word I'm looking for. Due to this, he it would state that he has command of the racing line and that Reeps should yield. But Reeps has a better exit, so he stays in on throttle. And um, Dark Moon has either understeer or is not steering enough coming out of that turn, which, obviously here we see where the contact is made. But theoretically, the racing line is there. Cracks, or not cracks. What are your thoughts?
Um,
Let
I
me
was looking
fix
at
this
your
guy.
stream, so I was a little like delayed. But I'll be real. I'm still gonna say it's his fault because he shouldn't have been. Yet again, I haven't heard the actual clip. I was just looking at it through your stream.
Mm,
Um, but you can tell that he starts throttling early and trying to get out of the turn faster than Reeps. So still, by my standards, I feel like he should have just throttled like a little bit later, coming out of the apex, as opposed to on the apex. So and he could have just avoided the incident entirely.
true. That is very valid. It's definitely one of those moments where it's like, as the driver, you've got to make a call as to what you're willing to accept. If I make contact with this person, is it going to cause me a penalty? How much of a penalty do I think it's going to cause in this moment? You got to make that second decision. How much of a penalty is this going to create for me? So is it worth to go through with this penalty and maintain my position in first place, or should I not go for the penalty, give the position, and risk losing my ability to catch the first place driver throughout the rest of the race? It's a very honestly, it's what sets apart good drivers from great drivers, and you're not always going to make the correct call in that moment. So I think it's very valid, and I'm really, really eagerly looking forward to what race control is going to come back with, honestly. So I know that particular incident is under heavy replay by the RC stewards. So, and for those who are on stream or may not be familiar, RC stands for race control. It's a group of individuals that monitor the race. They very rarely participate in the race, so they have a very non-bias inputs to give. They also have a rule book that they're going by, so they're taking a look at these incidences and then going to the rule book and saying, all right, does this incident fall within this? And if so, how many points are we deducting, and all of that stuff. So that's what RC stands for, race control, and then the stewards are the individual people that make those calls. So, all right, moving on to our next one. This is going to be in split one. Split one had a boatload of incidences right out the gate. So the first one that went under investigation, or that is under investigation, is Krax jumping the gun. Did Krax jumpstart the race? Um, I think what's key to note here is in the driver's brief, it was made known, it was stated that once the lead vehicle um, hits the checkpoint, crosses or their front bumper hits the checkpoint and they go through it, uh, then everyone is free to make their move. So keeping that in mind, let me open up the Discord again. Let's pull here. So here's our race start from Tamir's POV, and he was submitting because he said it seemed like Cracks jumped the gun. We'll re-show that here. So the question is did Cracks in fact jump the gun? So we'll hit that on pause. Cracks gave his POV. So we'll take a look at what Cracks was viewing. You tell me, was Cracks did Cracks fall and start going only after Snowland had crossed the start finish? Here we go. That happens quick. Well, let's pull that back. Let's go here, and we should be able to adjust our playback speed. Adjust it in half. Here we go. So, at this point, does not appear like Snowland, who is in the upper left-hand corner, has crossed the threshold. So I'm going to back it up just a little bit, so it's very, very clear. There we go. And have looks like right there is at the point where Snowland has crossed. And we're already seeing beginning to make a turn to the outside. That's a harder call. Lumitrix, what do you see? Stream, so it might be a little delayed.
Immediately, from what I can tell, especially because I mean, sometimes I jump start and sometimes I can get a really good start. Um, Cracks was actually just like really good with his timing. If anything, he could have gone sooner, but he chose to turn out of the way first, prepare himself for the overtake on the straight before he started accelerating, which is pretty smart because then you'd bump somebody and then the whole start just gets messed up. But yeah,
Right.
in my opinion, I'd have to say he was actually like he was alert when it comes to the cross, so he was on it. Like he probably could have jumped it by like thousandths of a second, but from the
Yeah.
angle that Cracks is looking, that was a good start.
I don't know, I'm pushing. Right now, I have it in 1/4 speed, so 0.25 speed, and I'm trying to look. It it looks like I don't know. It looks like there could be a very slight jump. If we watch it a few more times, that's interesting. I do understand why now drivers are wanting better markers as to where the start finish is. I can see that now because again, from Crack's point of view, you're kind of having to take a guess as to at what point you think the that is so difficult to
I'd say he's
capitalize
on time.
because I'm looking at the checkpoint or not the checkpoint, the driving line right there. And the driving line, let's show you where the driving line starts in relation to where the checkpoint is. So you can see right there. You should be able to see on the stream that my cursor is right spoiler of Tamir's Ferrari, but above the body line of Tamir's Ferrari. And that's where it appears that the first actual racing line is on this map. So if we come back, all right, him, and you're taking a look at that, judging by that distance, the other thing we can take a look at is I would say, man, I would say Crack's got it. I would say he got it because I'd say this right here is the point at which Snowland Snowland is crossing the start finish. Yeah, yeah, Stray. It is super, super close to call. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna
That
have to
frame that you have
see.
it paused on, it looks like he's already on top of it anyway, which is when he started jumping,
Right.
or when Crack started
Yeah.
jumping.
And theoretically, Krax has not passed anybody at this point. The rule is you may not make a pass. You have to remain in your position and you cannot pass until the vehicle ahead, or the first vehicle, the pole sitter, which in this case is Snowin. I don't know if it's Snowin or Snowian. Anyways, I think a lot of
Noland.
people just call him. I think a lot of people just call him Snowy. Um, anyways,
His name is Snowland, dude. I don't know where you got a snowy in that.
look at his Discord name. He created the Discord name, and his Discord name is SNOWIIND. I think on his gamer tag, I think it's a capital I. And so everyone just came to start calling him Snowland. But if you look at his
Oh.
Discord name, it's SNOWIIND.
Oh, I just realized. Hold on. What if it's a snow wind? Anyways, getting off
Maybe.
topic. Getting off
Yeah, very
topic.
much
Go
so.
back.
Very much so. Uh, but yeah, I think the ruling would stand that this is not a jump start because his pass, Krax's pass, is not until right there. Technically, at that point, I think Krax's front bumper would be equal to, or even still slightly behind, Parsi. And I think Parsi had a slightly faster qualifying lap time, if I remember correctly. I think
He
Parsi
did a
was
4.8 and Christ to the 4.9. I'm
wait a
pretty sure.
second, we're looking at the wrong car. Hold on, I'm thinking first place is on the left-hand side. It's not. First place is on the right-hand
Yeah,
side.
yeah, yeah.
So, yeah,
Even
definitely,
still. Yeah, even still.
definitely Snowland has start finish point. Let's take a look here. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. No jump. No
Yeah.
jump at all.
Yeah, he's already ahead, yeah.
Yeah, that is the only thing that I think everyone is the fact how he jumped out of line. But there's nothing that says you can't jump out of line before the start finish line. You can jump out of line as long as the the pole sitter has begun accelerating, or I'm sorry, has crossed the start finish line. So yeah, no, I'd say Krax was well within his realm there, but again, it's going to be up to RC to make the final calls. All right, our next one I think was another Tamir submission. So on the first lap, just a bunch of chaos on that first lap. A lot of chaos there. I think that's just race start chaos. There's a lot of everybody trying to get their position established. I'm gonna jump it back here so we have a little bit better perspective of what we're looking at. So we entered down into the corner. It's still just a clump. It's a clump through the technicals. So I think really I don't really feel like there's any particular RC moment other than just racing incident. And that's all it should be ruled at. But we'll see.
I mean, I had a similar experience happen to me in Split
Two.
too. The same corner, and I pulled off what Ruins did basically. I used another car as collateral to shove another car out of the way on accident, of course. But
Right, right.
even yeah, Cracks, he deemed it as just a racing incident because we were both on the line. I would have had to slow down way before because I think it was me and Max that were side by side. I can't remember. But yeah, we would have had to slow down like, or at least I would have had to slow down like crazy and brake check the person behind me if I wanted to make that safely pass. So we already side by side going into that turn. There's really nothing we could have done. But I mean, if we were to try to get it from a different angle where somebody's behind Ruins and see, I mean, I don't know. But yeah,
And
even still, like that would be deemed a racing incident,
I
I
encourage
feel like.
drivers to do that. Like ask other drivers, "Hey, can if you were streaming, can I get your POV to submit for this?" Like I think that's always helpful. Unfortunately, as race control, um we're only able to use what's submitted to us. So, yeah, we can't really go hunt down any of those clips. We just don't have time for one, but for two, we leave the responsibility to the drivers for that. So, all right. I think the big one right now that's under review is this one here. Uh, this incident. So you have a tap from ruins on the outside, then a tap from ruins on the inside, which ultimately we see Tamir loses 4 positions because of the whole incident as a whole. And, coming back to that particular corner, you can clearly see he gets sideways right there after the second bump right here. We'll back it up a little bit again and slow it down. We'll do a half speed. So as we come around, there's one tap on the outside. Now, I feel like the tap on the outside, nothing wrong with that. That was just simply, I think, Ruins trying to stay out of the way. So if we look here, if you look on the bottom left-hand side of this Ruins vehicle right there, and there is a little bit of contact. If you watch Ruins POV, you do hear a little bit of contact between the two. But that would not have been enough to create a racing incident or to create any penalty or really any call for need for review unless right there you can't really see it on the screen. That's the big issue there. Let's pull this back to 12.
I mean, you
It,
could try to pull it up on Ruins'
well, we
POV.
will. Yeah, we
Yeah.
will in a second. I think right there is you can kind of see if you look right here, as soon as I pull the cursor away and the timeline goes away, you can see of Ruin's vehicle down there. Just a very, very light shadow. And there was enough contact that we see get loose. The back end of his car comes loose. Ruins then makes the pass and continues on. Tamir slams into Cracks, and then we have a three-way battle through this corner. Witchman trying to maintain hitting the checkpoint. Cracks trying to maintain not going too far outside this checkpoint that we're in front of now. So, but Cracks, I'm sorry, not Cracks. Ruins POV, I believe. Oh no, I don't know that I can pull it. Oh, yep, okay. Oh, that's just a picture.
Bruh.
I'm not able. I'm not able. Hold on.
Go to his Twitch. Go to his Twitch and see.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to change what the stream sees for this. So, and this wasn't on Twitch. He actually captured this via a different VOD. Let me,
Oh, what the hell?
here we go. All right. So this should pull up a little bit better for you guys. Oh, losing it. Losing it. There we go. All right, let me fix this up for everyone.
How Alan wants us to give him, or he wants an input on this apparently. So
Okay.
should we invite him?
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
There we go.
Gentlemen,
Yo.
What's up?
what up? What up? We're reviewing RC moments on the TBZ After Hours podcast tonight.
That is what we're
Yeah.
doing. We've had enough
Nice,
controversy.
nice.
Let's discuss the controversy. Why not?
I was supposed to
Yeah,
make dinner like 30 minutes ago, but Kyle said, "Hey, I need one of the brown boys to come assist
I
me
don't
because
think
nobody else is
those
going to be
words
joining
came out of my
tonight."
mouth at all. At all. I don't think that's at all what I said.
so what you're
Just
saying,
asking me and
Matrix held
Kratz.
you captive. Got it. But
Yeah.
listen, real quick though, I'm just gonna put my input in this conversation because I participated in race one of season 4. But listen, it's like what you come to expect from racing with the top drivers of Forza Horizon 5 is you are going to expect the aggression and ruthless aggression from these top drivers. And it also really just depends on the racing style that they have that can cause RC moments or not. And I will admit, though, from the beginning of race 1 and um, Castilian Grand Course, it was a very close, bunched up field for split one. And me being in P10, I realized that too. That's why I kind of backed out first corner because the thing I realized with the top splits, and this kind of carries over to RC moments, is people will be so aggressive with each other that it'll cause these moments to occur. And I feel like as the season is going to progress, we're going to see these more incidences and it might even be a bit more heated in the GT series. Not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm just saying, based on being in Team Wars for so many years, not many years, but whatever, and also being in the GT series, I've noticed that if people are gonna make a move, they're gonna make an aggressive move. But that's just my take on everything.
Dre commenting with brown boys? All right.
What?
Drama season. Yeah.
Uh,
All right. Um, I've got Ruins slowed down. Ruins POV slowed down. Let me
All right.
slide in behind there.
and he's gone.
And he's gone. Um,
Good
all
riddance.
right, so here's what I'm gonna explain what we see from Ruins and then we'll watch it through. It looks like Ruins goes to the outside of Tamir, makes an outside tap. His right front bumper hits Tamir's left rear bumper. Then he gets to the inside of Randler, hits Randler, and turns too much into Tamir. And I don't think there's a need for steering correction after he hits Randler. So when you see it, you'll see what appears to be Ruins almost just kind of like pushing Tamir away is kind of what it looks like. But here we go, slow motion, Ruins POV into the tight hair.
I'll point out it's a little weird how he just corrected himself to be more towards the middle of the track
Right,
instead of just staying on the inside.
right. And this is lap 2. The one that we watched from Tamir was actually different. Let's pull that back up from over here. I think it was this one here. Is it this one? No. Uh, either mm, because uh we don't see cracks. Let's see. Is it cracks jumpstart? Is it this one? Ah, here we go. This is it. That. So let's slow that down. Let's slow that down. Let's jump back and evaluate that. We see ruins on the edge of Tamir. And we're gonna do I not have the ability? Oh, playback speed. There we go. All right. Let's watch the POV of Tamir slow cracks or ruins on the inside. Plenty of space. Plenty of space. Hits the back of Randler, and it's almost as if he was going for the open space between Cracks and Randler. Let's watch that again. So Randler sends Cracks again, desync like no tomorrow in that particular moment. Watches Randler sends Cracks. That is like that. So Cracks now into course. Tamir maintaining a solid line. Tamir's got plenty of space between him, course, ruins, Randler, like, pretty safe as it would appear. Cracks, or I keep saying Cracks. Ruins has already bumped the back of Randler at this point. He's currently bumping him right now, which is going to send Randler out of that corner a little bit quicker than Ruins. And I think what was happening here, the reason it looks like Ruins up into Tamir is because of this door. This door right here, the space between Cracks and the space between Cracks and Randler. These two space right here, I think that is where Ruins was attempting to head to. However, in all honesty, Tamir has that line. He's been the most stable through. That's the direction he is clearly pointing his vehicle to go. Ruins should properly maintain his line and stick to the inside. But I'm going to slow it down even more to a quarter time. See Cracks turn his wheel, and that right there is the incident. That right there is what sends Tamir had already hit Randler and was trying to force his way into that window. And I believe this moment right here is where we might see a penalty applied to Cracks, at the very least Cracks, but we might see come from another person as well, depending upon if there was any hit from behind. But I don't think we have any footage to show anybody hitting Ruins from behind. However, that is very, very, very clear because the follow contact with Ruins or contact with Tamir. Tamir then hits into Course, and Course is sent to the outside. Now, I'm not sure if Course made that checkpoint or not. I think they did, but I'm not 100% sure. If we jump back now to Ruins POV, watch that one more in slow mo. So we have Ruins. Yep. So you can clearly see the desync where for a very, very short time, the contact made between Randler and Cracks causes Randler to almost come to like a complete stop. If you watch that for just a blip of a second, you Randler almost come to a complete stop on the checkpoint. And we see Cracks get sent. We see Ruins hit the back of Randler. And at that point, that's the window that Ruins is going for. Now, from this point of view, it does look like he could have if he was throttling on and Tamir hadn't quite hit full throttle yet, there is the potential that Ruins is seeing like maybe I can make that in there and not tap Tamir, but just as much on that throttle. And I think that right there is probably a bad judgment call from Ruins. Because there you can see right before that moment, there is a left turn on that wheel. So he went for an oversteer correction. Yeah, if you watch his controller joystick, you see an oversteer correction. Left there, left again, and then back to the right. Oh no, that wasn't even to the right. That was a straighten up. So he went straight. Now, watch this for a second. I was trying to see if course missed the checkpoint as a result. It's hard to see. It's a very short timeline. We'll watch this in real time.
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna let
course
you know
is
not to cut you off, but I'm gonna go get some tamales real quick. I'll be back.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, it definitely course ended up going oh, is there an AI bot? Oh, I didn't even see that. I didn't even know that. My bad. Let me get him. I got him. Um, so yeah, there's a lot that can be um said during slow-mo, and then there's a lot that can be said during regular fast motion. And just watching the reaction right here. Boom, boom. It's a hard call to make, and I'm really glad, honestly, that I'm not or on that panel that I would have to make that call because that's difficult. That is very, very much a difficult call to have to make. But a few other instances that they're going to look over, but overall, let's see, what was this one?
Oh, well, this week. I'm retarded thing.
That there is actually, hold on. This instance, sorry that you guys aren't seeing this yet. Let me fix that. There we go. All right. So this one here was the first one we watched from Tamir that I thought we were gonna watch POV. This actually looks like a hit from Crax onto Ruins. We're gonna slow it down. Half speed. And here we go. Let me put this full screen for you guys.
I'm retarded thing.
So again, the initial submission came from Tamir. So we buck number one, and then yeah. It looks like Crax is essentially, or Ruins is forced into not there. That is a early break from Tamir, late break from Ruins. But I would hardly say that that's enough to create an incident. 'Cause, well, I don't know. Tamir's lost the back end before Ruins hits him again. Let's see that again. Boom. So there's the hit first time, which now he's lost the back end, and he's also almost into the back of Randler. And then Ruins is at this point being pushed by Cracks, which then again pushes to Tamir a second time, to which Tamir now is his back end has come loose. And by that point, too much grip that Ruins makes the pass through. And I don't think Tamir coming down onto Ruins there was an attempt to block Ruins. I think that was Tamir trying to maintain control of his car. Tamir being um on keyboard. So Tamir's a keyboard player, meaning he's gotta hit the arrow keys back and straighten his vehicle out. I think that's really all that was there was an attempt to straighten the car out. So I don't think that was a malicious attempt down back on Ruins, but Ruins does take the position, and I think that is the biggest thing under review is the fact that there was no acknowledgement from Ruins about the incident. He just continues on. So I don't know. I don't quite know. That one's going to be some tough calls he has to make. And then right now, we have a track. The next track, Ridgewood, is back under construction. So it took quite a long time for the track to get made and be ready. Luna put a bunch of hours into the track. Published a practice blueprint today for everyone to start practicing and publishing their times, and immediately was met with some complaints about a chicane location, and the um, where the walls were placed. So there's tire walls on there in a chicane, and there's a danger area that if you're running side by side or even potentially three wide through that particular area, one person could be wall stopped and a whole bunch of people affected by it. So right now, I think Luna has gone back and through some advisory tips from ESV Mars is creating a new blueprint with some adjustments made to the track to make it a little more friendly for both competitive drivers without completely diminishing the overall look of the track. This track, uh, amazingly put together. Like it is got a lot of immersion factor to it. There's a lot of areas around it that make you feel like you're on a racetrack. It's got a lot of resemblance to Daytona. It's got a lot of resemblance to Pocono. Um, and it's a very, very good, well put together track. We just had to, because of Horizon being a checkpoint based game, and we had to make some adjustments in order to be able to keep the track raceable for competitive, um, so that drivers aren't cutting corners, but we also don't risk unnecessarily ruining a whole pack of drivers' day by one person getting stuck on a wall stop. So that's where we stand right now with the GT series. We don't have any official results just yet. We do have preliminary. Snowy is definitely race winner. That is not on um, any type of uh what's the word I'm looking for? There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's confirmed. Snow has won round one in Split 1. We will find out later if Dark Moon is considered winner for Split 2, but that would be equivalent to position 13. If not, if he has deducted points, then we would see Unk Driving move up into P13 and basically be declared race winner. And then depending upon how many points are issued um, to Dark Moon, then we would see either Dark Moon in P2 or not P2, sorry, Dark Moon in P14 or Reaps in P14. So, yeah, we got a lot coming down before we can release official results and have official points relayed for everyone. But anyways, check back in about 1 week. We will be loading up and getting ready to go racing at Ridgewood. We will be right in the middle of qualification time for Ridgewood. The drivers will be putting their times in, and we'll have some accurate race times to compare for free practice from the drivers 1 week from today. But I think that's going to do it for me tonight. We don't want to keep our podcast going too much longer, but I think that's where we're gonna call it. If you've been hanging out with us in the chat, thank you. If you're hanging out with us in the um what do they call these stages? I think they're called stages. You're welcome.
Yeah,
In Discord.
stage.
Yeah. So if you're hanging out
Yes.
with us in the stage, appreciate you. And last week, I think we exited out with top tier content of my wife yelling at me. Um I don't know. They loved
Kyle's
it.
wife, can you beat him on his webcam
They're
for
actually asking you to beat me on the webcam. Just come through and
just
just
for
full on
content
beat me.
purposes, you know?
Just for
Yeah.
content purposes.
Yeah.
I don't get paid enough for that, she said.
Oh, okay.
We need
Bummer.
more people to buy Dubby from using TBZ's code TBZ 26. Oh, she said she would never
How's
hurt me.
Alan just joined?
She just likes to
Oh.
yell at me on stream. No, it's great. It's not a bad thing, honey.
So
It's
she
not a
doesn't
bad. They loved it. Everybody was
so she
laughing so
likes
hard.
she likes
I do
to
say things nice about
mentally abuse you instead of physically abuse you. I got it.
something like that. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and put
Something
the
like
end
that.
credits. I'm gonna put the end credits screen on. I'm gonna throw the music on, and let's have some quality content on the way out.
Yeah, Alan, speak, bro. Stop fucking playing background noises, bro.
I don't
You
even
guys
know where
speaking
Alan's
computer
going.
talk. He's probably at work.
No, he just muted himself now. Oh, now he's unmuted again. Oh, we got a
Oh, there
video
you go.
cam? What? He's doing.
Oh my
is that a
god! Oh my god!
vacuum
He's doing
or
his.
a broom.
That's a brush.
Wait, is that? Oh, it's just a brush. Looks like.
I think so.
Hold on, Alan. Is that a vacuum?
Oh, it's a vacuum.
It's a vacuum. I knew it.
This dude's a Ghostbuster, bro.
Great Ghostbuster.
Yeah, good boy. Be a good boy for master.
Straight says, yeah, clean that stair.
Okay, he sounds like he's far away now. Fuck is the vacuum's making all that noise?
He is far away. He is
I'm
far
not
away.
doing-
He's in a whole nother state than me. But then again, so are you.
I mean, yeah, but like, I'm across the fucking country from you. Bro, you gotta turn off that vacuum so we can understand you.
Please.
Stop doing your job for a moment so you can.
Bro.
So you can.
Bro, let me finish my job. God dang it.
Who does their job anyway in the big 2.5, 2.6, bro?
Okay, get the year right, Matrix.
Bomb.
Well, let's get Sterling here. Hold on.
Oh yeah, I'll go. Stray. Alan's gonna be running a tacky livery, so you guys get to match. Kind of.
Oh yeah. Join, Stray. Join.
What the fuck?
Oh, we twinning? We twinning on the Tachyon race course.
Heck yeah.
Tacky. I see it. Yeah, I just got that done today. I just got them blueprints done today. Other than quality, cause you know.
Yeah, I need to drive that shit. Hold on.
Hey, y'all want to drive with me?
Yeah.
Well, I know Alan's
Well, I
still
mean,
fucking
Alan definitely. Yeah, busting on ghosts. So.
Ghostbusting. Bro, yeah, he's sucking up ghosts over there. Like, that's crazy.
He busting them ghosts, bro. He busting them on them ghosts.
Oh shit, I thought you was loading on like Forza Horizon 4 for a second. With that I fucking hear it. Damn. Mike, bro.
Yeah. And we'd finally get headphones again after a while, bro. But I'm tired of this shit.
Shit. I just got back from eating some rice.
All right, finally done.
And microwave salmon.
Got a microwave sandwich? What?
Salmon.
This is
Salmon? What the fuck you doing with microwave salmon, bro?
Cause like it's cold, and it was cooked a long time ago.
Oh, really?
Cause like you know,
that's called
Yeah.
sushi.
it's called fucking leftovers, bro.
Oh my god, bro.
Bro, at least cook salmon properly, bro. You might get
salmon for dinner, bro.
But it
That's
was
wild.
cooked properly, just like 2 days
Motherfucker.
ago.
Yeah, 2 days ago. But I feel like with salmon, I don't know. It's just like shit. It's more.
But you have
easier
to
for
have
fish
it
catch
fresh.
diseases. No, it's not. No,
care,
I
bro.
don't even blame it for having leftovers because I'm having leftovers right now. But still,
Motherfucker.
like you do.
Okay,
cook
that's
that shit on
different, bro.
the
You have like
stove or
tamales
something,
or what the
bro.
fuck you're
Make
having, bro.
salmon
It's
taste like
leftovers,
salmon.
bro. Keep it a buck. Come on.
Bro, okay, that's the thing though. Like, you know, it depends on what you're eating though. That's not like pizza's understandable.
I
Salmon, you
mean,
gotta have that quality taste, bro. You want no
I
fucking
mean-
microwave taste coming. Oh, fuck.
I don't.
Damn.
I don't know. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't know what the fuck
But
it is.
Jesus,
Bro, you do
I'm
what
live
you
on the
want.
stream. It's wild.
There's nothing wrong with.
We didn't have tamales. I thought we did, but my mom took them for lunch. So I grabbed some.
Oh my God.
leftover. This fucking chile is kicking my ass, dude.
I'm a naked
Bro, I had
day.
like this bowl that, well, the like raw